Imagine having so many customers lined up to buy your product that they are promising you almost $500 billion, but you literally cannot build your product fast enough to give it to them. That is exactly the situation happening right now with one of the biggest tech giants in the world, Google. Artificial intelligence has officially turned from a software sprint into a massive infrastructure arms race. The companies building the biggest AI models are realizing that the real bottlenecks are not a lack of customer interest. The true limiting factors are getting enough chips, building enough data centers, and finding enough electricity. Usually, when a company spends billions of dollars out of nowhere because demand is weak, it is a huge warning sign. But spending billions because you cannot build capacity fast enough to satisfy your customers is a completely different story. And that is the exact challenge facing Alphabet's Google today. Google is keeping its foot heavily on the AI spending pedal. Originally, the company projected that capital expenditures would reach between $175 billion and $185 billion for the year, which nearly doubled their 2025 spending. At first, the market questioned whether this was too aggressive and feared it was just a costly big tech spending race. But then, in just the first quarter alone, Google reported $35.7 billion in capital expenditures. Instead of slowing down, management raised their full-year forecast to between $180 billion and $190 billion. The reason was simple: demand completely exceeded supply. Google Cloud revenue would have been even higher if they simply had the capacity to meet the demand. They are not building infrastructure and hoping customers will appear. The customers are already here and they are waiting. If you want the clearest proof that this AI demand is real, look no further than Google Cloud's massive $462 billion backlog. That number nearly doubled in a single quarter. To put that into perspective, Google Cloud generated $43.2 billion in revenue during 2025. This backlog represents more than 10 times that entire annual revenue base. Even better, management expects more than 50% of that backlog to convert into actual revenue within the next 24 months. Enterprise commitments are rapidly expanding too. The number of billion-dollar-plus cloud deals signed in 2025 actually exceeded the combined total from the previous 3 years. Google's problem is not finding AI customers, it is simply keeping up with them. But here is where the situation gets even more intense. Google is not just struggling to meet outside demand, they are facing massive internal pressure too. Google requires its own engineers to use AI tools to help generate code and improve productivity. While this is great for workflow, it means their own employees are becoming major consumers of AI computing power, eating up the exact same GPUs that Google sells to outside customers. Google is literally competing with itself for computing power. This internal crunch has even contributed to delays, like the launch of Gemini 3.5 Pro, as engineers struggle to meet performance goals with limited resources. So what does this all mean? Yes, AI infrastructure requires enormous upfront investment, and the industry has not entirely reached the point where every AI dollar spent guarantees a dollar earned. But holding a $462 billion cloud backlog while running out of capacity for your own engineers is the exact type of problem investors want to see. This is not a spending story, it is a capacity story. The biggest question moving forward is not whether Google can find demand for AI, but whether their budget will need to explode even higher just to build the infrastructure they have already contracted for. If you found this breakdown helpful and want to stay up to date on all things tech and AI, please make sure to like this video, share it with anyone who loves technology, and subscribe to the channel for more.